Hello and welcome to my channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We are going to do a reading for the sign of Sagittarius. So the purpose of this reading is to take a look at what you might have on your plate. This could be a little bit too much for you, or it could be something that you're just not dealing with. You're not going to get too much more of it. You're done with it. And the visual that I'm using here is based off of experiences I had where my eyes were bigger than my belly when I was fixing a plate of food to eat. And so maybe I would put a bunch of stuff on this plate and get too much and then be overwhelmed by having to finish it or feeling pressured to finish it when I couldn't, and being in those types of situations. The other situation is sometimes you don't want a lot and you just get a little bit, but you don't want to offend people, so sometimes you get more than what you need, or you get social pressure to actually get more than you need, and then you're overwhelmed and stressed with that. So we're going to take a look at the number of dishes that you are putting on your plate today, as well as what those dishes are. We're going to take a look at oracle cards that correspond with the number of dishes that you pick out. And then we're going to do take a look at the tarot deck that I'm going to crack open and what the advice is. So Sagittarius, for you, you have picked out 9 dishes, and that is the upper limit of the things that you can have on this plate. So I feel like there's a lot going on here that you're dealing with and that you're trying to handle. It could be a lot, or it could just be you trying to be very thorough and just work through a lot of things. Okay, so we'll take a look at the cards to see exactly what that is. Okay, so far we've got a wild card. We have collard greens, mac and cheese, corn on the cob. We've got sweet potato pie. We need 4 more cards. We've got field roast with gravy. You have salad. Okay, gotta balance it out here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You need 2 more. We have green bean casserole, and we have cranberry sauce. All right, so okay, looking at the tarot here that I cracked open, at the base of your situation, Sagittarius, is that you're making a difficult decision after coming out of a period of resentment of something that did not work out. And the thing that didn't work out was toxic. You may have been in mourning, going through a grieving process of the loss of this. However, you have started to recognize that the thing that didn't work out was not healthy for you. It was not in your highest, best interest. And so because of that, you're now in a space where you can recognize positive interactions that are going to be fulfilling and nourishing and nurturing and give you like a positive emotional experience. And this is allowing you to make a difficult decision as well to move forward. And this could actually be the difficult decision, is to actually move on and just let it go. Let it go. Particularly when things are very difficult, losses or very difficult, tumultuous situations surrounding that, it could be very difficult to let go of that. And I'm picking up that this is in some type of, this could be a relationship situation, but it's just some type of emotional exchange that was happening that was not healthy. And it fell apart because usually in those situations they have to. They're not sustainable long term because it's not in balance. And once you get over that, then you're able to, or not necessarily get over, but you're able to process that. Then you can move into a situation that is, healthier for you here. All right, where you're having an equal balanced exchange. All right, so the first deck that we have here is the Sacred Traveler. All right, so I have Fogged In. Go slow, take your time. So yeah, I feel like you were in a period of mourning and you had to take your time with it. You might not have been able to see clearly what the direction is that you should take, particularly if you were in something for a long time. You have to allow the fog in your mind even to clear up so you can see things clearly. When you put a huge emotional investment into things as well, it's very difficult to just let that go and not have your thoughts and your logic be colored by your connection to that. If this was a toxic situation, then you have trauma bonding possibly, and lots of maybe negativity that you might have even become a little bit addicted to, that also makes it very difficult for you to kind of move forward in a clear-minded way, because you're so used to being in a certain space and you don't know how to quite operate without that energy in that manner. Okay. All right, the next deck we have is Madame Indora's. We have Triumph over Adversity. So yeah, this to me is, I think that your decision to allow yourself peace and the chance at a new beginning and a new start is a triumph for you. We all have these victories that we go through, and we weight them differently because we don't know what everybody is going through. But for you, I feel like this is a major victory, because whatever it was, I feel like it was a struggle for you, like emotionally, maybe even in your physical reality as well. There was just a lot of maybe conflict and maybe problems that were caused as a result of this, and that's why it was such a difficult decision for you to decide to really let go of this, or it made it more difficult for you to make a difficult decision because you were holding on to this resentment. All right, so let's clarify a little bit more and get some more here. All right, let's do the Peace Oracle. We have Contribution. Okay. So with this card, I feel as if you really put a lot into this situation. I feel like you're the kind of person that, if you're in any kind of exchange or relationship or partnership or whatever it is, you put a lot into it, and because of that, you expect it to get a lot out. But when you didn't, that was what was difficult for you. That was what you were mourning. Not just so much that you weren't receiving back, but like what you kind of lost because it wasn't reciprocated. Because when we give parts of ourselves to things, or we pour our energy into things, when it's not balanced and it's not fair, sometimes we hold on to things because we pick up that we have lost part of ourselves, because we gave a bit of ourselves and we were not given anything to replace it with. And it's not so much that we go around giving, bits of ourselves and then expecting everybody else to give back or expecting to get something. But when situations are not balanced out energetically or fair, you can pick that up. Just even on a subconscious level, that something is off. And so when those things end, it's difficult because you've been feeding so much of your energy into it that you can feel that deficit. You feel the deficit. And sometimes what makes us feel better when we know that we're already in a toxic situation is to keep feeding into it, to try to salvage what we've already put in. Well, if I keep putting energy into it, if I keep on trying, if I just try to do this and I just try to do that, maybe I can salvage all of what I've already put in, and it's not a loss, But in reality, what's happening is you're just putting more and more and more into it, and it's making an even greater loss at some level. Okay. All right. Okay, so it says here, do your little bit of good where you are. It's those little bits of good put together that overwhelm the world. Gift your time, wisdom, or influence to a project. Your unique flair or quirky personality is a welcome addition to a group or task force. Make a present of your presence. So for me, this is saying, when you make a present of your presence, I feel like this is also saying that you need to understand that you are a gift, and to be mindful of where you put your energy and your time and your attention and who you give that to, and try to find people who appreciate you as being the gift that you are. And likewise, try to connect with people that you appreciate as being a gift that they are. Because when you do that, then you can have this balanced exchange, and it becomes something that's mutually beneficial, and it can help to prevent the toxic dynamics that we can get, and then also that compulsion to keep feeding into negative or toxic imbalanced things to try to salvage what we may have recognized was kind of a loss for us, okay? So, now we're going to do field roast with gravy, and that's the mystic wisdom. Potential, all right? Think big for your future. So yeah, I feel as if you're in a space now where you recognize your potential if you connect with people who are going to reciprocate or at least appreciate what it is that you're bringing to the table and who you are as a person. All right. I'm also picking up this song. There's a Fiona Apple song she came out with not too long ago. It's called Shamika. It's Shamika Said I Had Potential. If you get a chance to look that up, that might be for somebody. It's a good song. So basically it's saying that, your potential, maybe what you need is for somebody who sees your value to tell you that, because you may not see that could be a thing as well. Like, I feel like you've come to a realization of that, but that might have been part of the issue. Was it was difficult for you to make the decision to kind of walk away from certain situations or to judge properly people's motives and intentions because you didn't see your potential. You didn't see the gift that you were, or the flair, or the quirkiness, or the uniqueness that you brought to a situation. And so it caused you to get into situations with people that didn't see that, or they didn't respect that in you. But now you're moving into a space where you do, okay? So the next thing we have is sweet potato pie, and that's going to be a Sacred Rebel Oracle card. All right, what do you feel? You are making decisions now based off of not just how you feel, but you're using that more so in your processing. I feel like you were a person that put your feelings to the side, and you might have felt like you were doing the right thing by not being very feelings based, or not making decisions based, or hard decisions based on your feelings. But I think that you're recognizing now the importance of allowing your feelings to not overtake you, but to weigh in on these decisions. Because sometimes, or a lot of the times, our feelings are like a thermostat that tell us what we are, where we stand in situations. And they can be the alarm that lets us know that something is not quite right, or it's not sitting well with us. Or it could, if that's, out of sync, it can sometimes alarm us to things that are not situations. But more so in this particular scenario, this is a case, I feel, of kind of trying to desensitize yourself to something so that you can make something work. And I feel as if a lot of us are kind of conditioned to do that, to tune out how we feel about things, or to ignore our empathy, even our ability not just to empathize with others, but to empathize with ourselves, to have empathy for ourselves above all. And say, if I was looking at myself from the outside of this situation, would I actually do this? Would I actually let someone talk to me like this, or deal with me like this, or just kind of cast me to the side like this, or not appreciate what I did like this? If you were able to separate yourself and look at it, would you allow that? And I feel like that's what you're doing. And because you're doing this, it has allowed you to make difficult decisions that you may have still not felt comfortable in doing. But you're able to do it because you're actually allowing your feelings to weigh in and to count and to matter, okay? The next dish we have is collard greens, and that's going to be this mermaid oracle. I actually lost this deck for the longest, and I found it. And the card is make a decision. So, this corresponds with this Two of Swords here. It says, feeling stuck or indecisive, listen to your intuition and make a decision. So I feel like you're allowing your intuition and also kind of your feelings to kind of come together and allow you to see what is your best situation, like what is the best choice you should make in the situation. Because, like I said, would we allow ourselves to be desensitized to our own feelings, or we kind of like don't value ourselves or how we feel, it becomes difficult to make decisions. And then you can kind of get manipulated, really, because that's what I'm picking up here too. It's almost kind of like a form of abuse. It's like emotional abuse where, people don't want you to feel for yourself, or they don't have empathy for you, and they don't want you to feel as if you deserve empathy or to empathize with yourself, because it makes it difficult for you to think properly. And there's lots of studies out there that say that people who go through, emotional abuse or psychological abuse, it doesn't even have to be physical. Obviously, like when it's physical, that has a huge impact as well. But it actually changes your brain, and it takes away your ability to use your executive functioning, to make decisions, to process logically through things and make tough decisions, or do that. And when people want to be in power or be in control of a situation, that is what they will do. They will make you very confused about your feelings or about yourself, and then you're not able to do the natural thing of processing for yourself what's going to be in your best interest, making these decisions, which is a part of like your personal autonomy. It gets hijacked, and then those people can kind of overlap over the top of that and block you from being able to do that and then make decisions for you. Okay. And that could have been happening as well. So the next card we have here is the Joker. So that's a wild one, and I'll actually hold that to the end. So we can do the next one is mac and cheese, and that's going to be the Angels of Abundance. I have unlimited ideas. Okay, it says your mind is one with God's infinite mind. Therefore, you have complete access to unlimited ideas guaranteed to bring blessings. All you need to do is to take divinely guided action to allow these ideas to come to fruition. So, now that you're kind of taking your power back a bit, you're tuning into your feelings, asking yourself how you feel about things, and basically kind of allowing your systems to come back online, you're tapping into this reservoir of creativity, ideas, plans, actions, steps you can take that was blocked off from you because you were not able to connect with yourself. Okay. I'm picking up like I'm getting almost like Garden of Eden, like flaming swords blocking people out. Like that's what I'm seeing here. And I feel like you were blocking yourself from connecting with the infinite mind of God. I feel like you disconnected from God, whatever that is for you. But you were disconnecting from it because you were not connecting with yourself and the God inside you, okay? So next we have here corn on the cob, and that's going to be, this is our mystical shaman oracle deck. And I have the staff, okay? I'm hearing like shepherd, sheep. I feel like you're moving from being in a sheep position to like a shepherd. You're not allowing yourself to be shepherded. You are moving into a space of, picking up like your own staff and taking action to make things happen in your life for yourself. Okay, not just for the other people who want to kind of impose upon you what they want you to do. Okay. So, here we see that it says, it says, you know how to flow easily between polarities, how to weigh all possibilities, and instinctively select the right path. Trust your inner wisdom and take the first step on a journey that your heart has already embarked on. Use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided, to find that delicate balance between will and surrender. Okay? All right. Okay, there you go. I feel like that's very much in line with what we were saying here. let's do, for your Joker card, let's do a wisdom oracle. I'll do that. We have by the book. Okay. So yeah, I feel as what you may have been doing was you were trying to go along with whatever other people were kind of setting up for you. All right. But it may not have been what was in your highest good or what was best for you. And remember, if you're disconnected from yourself and you're not asking yourself how you feel about a situation or just checking in with yourself, basically, it's very easy to get into those situations. And, you know, the imagery on this card is like an elephant herd that's kind of walking in a line. One's holding on to the other person's tail, and you have a leader. I feel like you are putting yourself back in control of this line, and you're not just going to be a follower. You're going to be a person who is allowing your higher guidance from you connecting with yourself to help you know what direction you should take. And I feel like you're a person that likes order. Like, you like for there to be a sense of some kind of structure or some kind of something to almost to like feed into or to be a part of that's more than just yourself. But I feel as if connecting with yourself and being able to stand up for yourself and take action in a direction that's more in alignment with yourself will put you more into a divine order than going along with a created order that's actually, it's a disorder if it's not in alignment with what you are needing to be a part of. Okay. All right, so this is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. And until the next video, bye-bye.